The most important person in the whole wide world is you, and you hardly even know you. The most important person in the whole wide world is you. Come on, we'll show you. Let's find out more about the things you feel and do, 'cause you're the most important person in the world to you.
Hello, 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 and welcome to One for All is Love with Sonya Spirit, and I am Sonya Spirit, so thank you for joining me today. And the title of today's lesson is The ABCs of Creating Your Reality, and we are going to talk about the ABCs of creating your reality. Okay, so yes, in today's lesson, now I know in the past couple of weeks, and we'll still touch on June Distel and the illuminated mind. However, we're in, as far as astrology is concerned, we're in the sign of Gemini from May 20th to June 20th, and of course, I am a Gemini. And, of course, I love my sign, the good and the bad. But anyway, so Geminis are the communication. They are the communication sign. They're ruled by Mercury, which, of course, Mercury is, moves very rapidly from one extreme to the other. So that is one of the highlights of good old Gemini. But the key is communication, okay? Most Geminis are very good. Most, M-O-S-T, Geminis are good at communication, whether it's verbal, written, or a combination thereof. Most, or many that I have met, okay, work really well in their network of people, okay? Now, I'm not saying they're the best orator, but of their group of people, they may be some of the more loquacious. And I don't mean to say that in a negative way, because I'm an introvert, so I don't have a lot of friends. So I'm just as comfortable talking to myself as I am other people. But anyway, getting back to the show. Communication. The title of the show is the ABCs of creating your reality. Okay? And so we're going to talk about the origin, the process, and the magic of communication as a recipe for manifestation. Okay? So let's just go ahead and get started. The origin. The origin is universal law number 2, the law of correspondence, okay? As above, so below, as within, so without. It's so interesting, too, because, of course, the correspondence law, which is the communication law, universal law, is also the second law. And, of course, Gemini is represented by the Roman numeral 2. And also, Gemini, as far as astrology is concerned, is the first sign that shows any human likeness, because the first sign, of course, is Aries, and and they are a ram, and the second sign is Taurus, and they are a bull. So Gemini is actually is the twins, the male. So they also, it really represents the law of gender, not necessarily the law itself, but graphically represents the law of gender, because you have the male and female energy. Okay. Anyway, getting back to communication. So, or the universal law of correspondence. So, of course, the law of correspondence says that, look, there is no differences. There is no differences. There are just like levels of existence, or so to speak. So, for example, everything that we see physically, the physical manifestation of things that we see in the world or in our reality, it has a conceptual counterpart. Okay? What does that mean? An idea, a thought. It has a conceptual counterpart in a higher realm. Okay, in the higher realm, or in the higher self, so to speak. Okay, so there's a blueprint for everything that we see here. So the law of correspondence said that there is communication between so to speak, they're communications between levels, if you want to say it that way, between energies, if you want to say it that way, or realms of energies. That there is communications, and the communication process or science is, of course, with the law of correspondence, with using the law of correspondence, and as above, so below. So the science of communication is there is an expression of energy, a reception of that energy, a transformation of the energies, of the two energies, and then a physical manifestation of that transformation. That is it, folks. This class can be taught in 30 seconds or less. Every book that you read out there about manifestation, mind you, because there's more going on, there's more activity. Manifestation, like I said, that's a low-level activity, and we haven't even mastered that yet. Many of us, I'm not saying everyone, many of us have not even mastered that yet, and that is a low-level activity for humans. We do it all the time. We just don't understand what we're doing. It's an invisible process. And because we are not mindful of it, because we do not pay attention to what we are doing, we haphazardly create and then get pissed off because of the experiences that we have. We get pissed off at ourselves, other people, other entities. And it's all because we don't understand what's happening. Okay? We don't understand what's happening. All right. And that's the law of correspondence. And this is imperative to know because this is an immutable law, which means this law cannot be manipulated. This law cannot be massaged or avoided. This law cannot be. The first three universal laws cannot be compromised, cannot be manipulated. That is, the all is mind, the universe is conscious. That's number one. Number two is the law of correspondence, that there is a communication process that no one can compromise. No one. Okay? 3, the law of vibration. Everything has a vibration. Everything moves. Nothing rests. You cannot change those 3 laws. They are not manipulatable, if that's such a word. But you cannot massage those. So this is why communication is important. This isn't based on if you do this, that, or somebody else got it. You're not dependent on anyone else but yourself, because these laws take place whether you are cognizant of them or not. Okay. So, and the law of correspondence is as below, as above, so below, as within, so without, which means your thoughts become physical things. Now, that's in the most simplistic explanation, that your thoughts become things. The thought is an expression of a concept, an idea. The thing is the physical, tangible manifestation of it. And I say tangible, physical because it may not, if you were thinking of a business, it may not be a physical business. It could be, the internet business or whatever. But you get what I'm saying. It's an outcome, a result. Okay. So this is not the hard stuff, and this is not going to take a lot of time. This is not the hard stuff, and This sinking into your mind does not take a lot of time. This is not where the effort comes in. Okay? So we got the origin, the law of correspondence, universal law number 2. Now for the science or the process of communication. I've mentioned that already. Sending or expressing. So in this case, in communications, we're talking about sending a signal, sending a message. Now, if we're talking spiritually, it's more expressing energy, but they mean the same thing. It is an outward movement of energy. Whether it's a signal, message, information, energy, it's all the same. Call it whatever you want to. Semantics. And then the second part, because communication, which is why it falls under Gemini, is a two-way street. Someone has to receive. They don't have to respond, but something, someone, the energy must be received. So the second of this science process is an expressed energy and a received energy. Someone has to send the message, someone has to receive the message. Someone has to send the communication, someone has to receive the communication. And I'm saying someone because we're people. But I'm sure birds talk to each other. That's not a someone. Animals communicate all the time, and not just to their own species. You know, I was watching the Animal Planet channel, whatever, the other day. And so these birds was alerting, like these little critters, I want to say moles, because it was somebody who was blind and couldn't see or something. But anyway, alerted the moles that there was, danger nearby. Stranger danger. I don't know if it was a fox. I can't recall, but you get the point. So communication is a two-way street. I said all of that for that. Okay, sending and receiving signals, messages, correspondences, energy. Okay, so the ABC. A is expressing the energy. B, okay, for humans and manifestation. So A is expressing the energy or attention. We'll say attention. A is for attention, the ABCs. We're going to link these to the actual letters. So A is attention, which is, first of all, your thought, your mind. Remember, your mind, your conscious mind expresses thought. It also receives thought from the superconscious, okay? But it expresses thought because it communicates with the subconscious, which is a little further down, but it is important, okay? So I'll come back to that. So yeah, so the conscious sends the thought or is paying attention to something, some idea, thought, concept. Okay? And then, so that's the conscious mind. So attention. B is your subconscious or your heart energy or the receiving channel, the receiving energy, the receiving form. So we have our attention, a thought, the letter A thought, comma, wherever our attention is focused, a thought, attention. It is expressed and moves down to B. Now, B in this case we're going to call belief. And belief is important, okay? But belief is your subconscious, your heart energy, your receiving energy, okay? Now, of course, I said earlier, thoughts become things. with humans, it's just a slightly bit more complicated. Now, if we were God in its purest form, which we're not God in its purest form, we are we're a product of God. We're a creation of God. Let me just leave it at that, because I don't want to get tangled up in words. Okay, but we are of God. We are with God. We are of God. Now, God has instant manifestation. Okay? Man, okay, now, our mind is, the all is mind. The universe is conscious. So, to that extent, yes, we are above the fold. When I say above the fold, we are part of the first three laws in which they are immutable. Okay, so we are above the fold, but we are also below the fold. Okay, so below the fold does not apply to God, the source of all life, prana. Okay, below the fold is creation consciousness. We'll call it that. So, and of course, below the fold we have polarity and rhythm and cause and effect and gender. Okay, so, but with man, like I said, instant manifestation is God, the source of all, which created everything. Okay, with man, it's a little different. I'm only going to speak to man because I can't recall being other entities. But with man, it's a little different. Yes, we still have the consciousness, and yes, our thoughts do become things. However, and you got to have that however, because that however is critical. Okay? So we got the thoughts, or we have attention, A for attention, B for belief system. A is our conscious, B is our subconscious. Okay? Now, as I've talked about many episodes before, it is imperative, and Dr. Estelle said the same thing. And I was so pleased when I was reading it that I had gotten so excited about it. But she said the same thing. She said that you must align your lesser self. And she described the lesser self as your conscious and your subconscious. Okay, the subconscious is the low self, the conscious is the middle self, and the superconscious is the higher self. Okay. So you have to align your lesser self first. Your lesser self is your conscious and your subconscious. Now, if we were born with language skills and fully developed when we were born without years of experience to create blockages, conditions, and impediments, we would be on fire. Babies can manifest anything. They just don't know it. Okay? Because most of them can. I say that, but I have to walk that back and the reason I have to walk it back is because if you have karmic debt from another incarnation, then you will still have a blockage, condition, or impediment preventing that manifestation. Okay, so anyway, it is imperative that the conscious and the subconscious are aligned. What does that mean? Okay, well, the subconscious is, remember, there's the conscious, the subconscious, transformation, and then manifestation. So there's kind of like 4 steps: expressing energy, receiving energy, transformation, manifestation. Okay? So we have the attention, we have the belief. What does belief mean? Belief is how you feel about the thought. How do you feel about what you are thinking about? I want to buy a new car. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to buy it, but I'm not going to concern myself with that because I feel like I need a new car, and the universe is going to work with me. And that, the reason why this becomes, it's a little tricky. I said want versus need is because what happens is, first of all, we don't need anything. We just don't know it. But when we say words like need, sometimes it creates a condition, but sometimes it helps you get into alignment, okay? It helps you get into alignment. Okay. So, and I'm trying to use this car as an example. So I need a car. I go out and I test drive cars. And I have my heart set on a particular type of car that I want. However, I'm not so rigid. Okay. And then maybe a particular vehicle resonates with me. Or maybe the salesman is trying to push this vehicle onto me. And after I give it some thought, because I'm weighing all my options, could this be it? Because, of course, he's giving me his selling points. But after I give it some thought and kind of ruminate on it and check in with my higher self, maybe I feel like this is the best fit for me, okay, for what I have, intentions on doing. Okay, so you got the expressed energy going out the I want a car, the receiving energy, I found one that I like, and then the transforming energy would be the finance department. In this particular example. Excuse me. But that's the transforming energy that makes you driving home with that vehicle a manifestation. Okay. Now, I'm using that as an example, but don't get caught up in the how, because the universe, believe me, especially if it's for you, okay? And I don't want to get into a whole lot of spiritual detail. We're just going to focus on the mechanics right now. Okay, so we have attention. We have the belief system. Do I believe I can receive this new car? Okay, if the answer is yes, we have alignment. I've expressed that I want a new car or I need a new car, however that works, but that's where my energy is focused. My attention is focused on receiving. So I'm expressing the message or sending out the message that I want to receive a new car. Okay? And so then the subconscious says, I believe that. Okay. And so it starts sending out the energy to attract our new car. Now, if you are specific about what you want, that is great. Okay? And listen, visualizations help. These are all tools. Visualization is a tool. Law of expectation is a tool, which means you go out and law of expectations means that you start preparing for your new car, whatever that may entail. Maybe you want a new outfit for your new car. Maybe your new car is a convertible, so you need a hat or a bonnet to keep your hair from flying all over your head, or maybe a new pair of sunglasses for your new car. Maybe a color of pair of sunglasses that matches your vehicle along with your new outfit. I don't know, however you decide you want to celebrate your new car. So that would be the law of expectation. You are preparing to receive. So these are all tools, okay? Yes, I believe I will receive a new car. Okay, so you are in alignment. Your conscious and your subconscious is on the same page. They are in agreement, okay? So once they are in agreement, this is where I was going with this, the subconscious sends out the attraction signal. Well, I don't want to say sends out the attraction signal. It's more like a magnet. So the subconscious, yeah, that was awful, sends out the attraction signal. Please forgive me. So the subconscious uses its attracting energy to attract you want based on your blueprint. Now, your blueprint can be as vague or as descriptive as you decide to make it, as you choose to make it. Okay. The my only thing, I don't know this to be absolute certain because I haven't done any type of measurements or tests, but from some of the items that I have read and from my own personal experience, well, let's just say from some of the items I already read because, like I said, I haven't done any measurements, but the more descript or detail-oriented your thought is, the longer it may take to manifest. But that is all. But the word longer is a relative term. Longer than what? Okay. Well, with respect to being human, anything other than bewitched time is too long. Okay, or is longer than whatever. So yeah, the more details, the more descriptive. Like if you have to have, I want a 1962 Chevy Corvette in a color that wasn't even available then, blah, 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 blah. With new features on it or whatever. So this makes nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible. The word impossible actually breaks up into I'm possible. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. But you are a part of it coming to fruition. I am a part of what I want coming to fruition. So the conscious and the subconscious must be aligned. That's the A and the B. So the attention, the belief, they match. Well, if they match, that's easy. So I sent out the thought. My subconscious has received it and is now and agrees with it, has no conflict with it. So they're in alignment and begins attracting the energy needed to transform the blueprint, the concept, the idea, transform that energy into a physical manifestation. And as you know, physical manifestations as a human are experiences, okay? So you will have some experiences that lead you to buying a car, being given a car, winning a car, I think I said being gifted a car. That's why you don't get hung up on the how. Don't even spend your time worrying about the how, because all you're doing is creating impediments, and you're slowing down your transformation process to a crawl or standstill, if it's even moving at all. Because if you're already entertaining how, which means the Murphy's Law, everything that can go wrong, you're entertaining that, you're creating your own blockages. You're impeding your own thing. That's why people say, claim it and let it go. Because that does work. But the thing is, you have to know you're in alignment. And you may not know you're in alignment. You may not know you're not in alignment. And I can tell you if you're not in alignment when you ask for something, because this doesn't apply to everything in your life. Please understand that. This is a second-by-second basis or minute-by-minute basis. However, energy is fluid, okay? So all you got is snapshots of time if you want to capture something in terms of activity. But the alignment, I'm sorry, I get caught up in election and I lose my train of thought. But the alignment, so the attention and the subconscious has attracted all the necessary energy, ingredients, so to speak, to manifest or make whatever it is we desire, whatever that outcome is supposed to be. Okay? Now, and then of course is C, which is consequence. Like I said, consequence does not have a negative connotation. It just means it's next in order. It's the next sequence in order. Okay? With sequence. Con means with in Spanish. With order, with sequence. So the C is the consequence. We got the A, the expression, the B, the reception. Once we have those two together, transformation happens automatically. Manifestation happens automatically. The processes happen automatically. I didn't say they appear instantly, okay? They happen automatically. So where is the breakdown? I've said three things: A, B, C, attention, belief, consequence. A, conscious. B, subconscious. C, superconscious. Where is the breakdown? How come I'm not a millionaire? How come I don't own a Fortune 500 company? How come I'm not globe-trotting and vacationing all over the world? Because there is a little b and a little c between your capital A and your capital B. And what is that little b and that little c? Blockages and conditions. There is something in between your A and your B. There is something in between my A and B. Blockages and conditions. Now, they come from a couple of places. The first one is karmic debt. Karmic debt is not consequences, but effects, is debt that you have to pay for from a previous incarnation. Now, there are ways of getting around karmic debt. Okay. And you just have to learn your lesson, be a better person. If you focus your life on God and being the best human spirit that you can be, you're not going to concern yourself with karmic debt. But if you got a lot of crap going on in your life and you don't know where it's coming from, you might have a lot of karmic debt. And if that's the case, I recommend seeing a hypnotherapist, someone who specializes in past life regression, and get to the core of it. Okay. The second is experiences. Is experiences that we have with other people, or we have experiences that we have. So the first 0 through 5 through 7. So from birth to 5 to 7 years old. Those are the impressionable years, okay? And those are also the years in which, you are completely dependent upon parents or caregivers to basically kind of start adapting you to this physical life, okay? So those experiences can create blockages and conditions, which are feelings, belief systems, okay? Blockages and conditions. They are feelings about things, feelings about thoughts, feelings about ideas, feelings about concepts. Are you getting the picture? It's the feelings about the thing. Now, when I say thing, I'm not talking about the physically manifested thing. I'm talking about the blueprint of the thing. So I'm going to use them interchangeably, so try to put them into context, okay? But, okay, so between your attention and your belief system could possibly be, potentially lies blockages and conditions. So this is why in your mind, you may want to be a millionaire or a successful business owner or a professional athlete or a celebrity of some sort or an international globetrotter or an international philanthropist and humanitarian, but it hasn't happened. Figure out why. Because all the classes that you've taken and the books you have read says the same thing. Think about it. Speak about it. Write it down. Earl Nightingale said, look, for 30 days, that's what you focus your energy on. And he's right. But not just focusing your energy. That is that's the broad category. When I say focus your energy, we're talking about, do you know what you think about? Do you know how you feel about the things that you think about? Most of us don't even know what we actually spend a lot of time thinking about. Then on top of that, most of us certainly aren't checking to see how we feel about the things that we think about, unless that feeling is polarized. So if it swings extremely one way or the other, that's when most of us become cognizant of it. Otherwise, there's probably a lot of indifference, which is actually good. So with the lowercase b and c, the blockages and conditions, remember when I said A is the attention. I have a thought. I send out signals. My conscious sends out signals. And one of the signals goes to my subconscious, my heart, my belief system, my emotions, how I feel about something. And if there is nothing there, then as far as the process is concerned, nothing being there is the same as an agreement. There is no blockages, no impediments. My arms are open wide to receive and transform into a physical entity. When there is nothing in the way, the subconscious is in agreement. When we have blockages and conditions from experiences, from past experiences, I'm not going to blame everything on the parents. And it doesn't matter, because we're not interested in placing blame anyway, because they did the best that they could do. Believe me, they did the best that they can do. You're like, no, she's an asshole. Believe me, she did the best that she could do as an asshole. Everybody's got issues. We're not looking to blame. We're only looking to heal. Blaming is not going to heal anything. And put it into context. Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. You need to say the same thing about your parents or whoever it is that you cannot currently forgive for whatever reason. That is a blockage and condition that you are holding on to, that you are holding up in the way. You can't say, bring me love, or I'm ready for love, or I want love in my life, or I'm ready for a loving partner, and you don't feel that way about everyone in your life. If you harbor any type of resentment for anyone else, it's going to be difficult for you to find an unconditional, that I'm talking about the vibratory love. I'm not talking about romantic love, TV love, dictionary love. I'm talking about that type of love, the true love that everybody's looking for. You got to be it to receive it. You have to express it to receive it. Remember how the process works. It starts with a thought. The thought is expressed. There can be no blockages to attract the necessary energy for transformation. So this is where we have to seriously evaluate ourselves. Whatever is missing from your life, there is a blockage, condition, impediment preventing you from attracting the right energy to manifest your desire into reality. So, remember when I said, listen, people, listen, I know everybody's caught up on privacy, and I get it. I do. I get it. But when you start thinking and operating, so to speak, or dwelling or existing, you don't limit yourself to just the physical realm. Because you are not limited to the physical realm. Okay, before I digress, because the head is in so many different directions. Actually, this goes right into my next topic, which is the magic of self-talk. First of all, the magic of self-talk, which are thoughts, words, emotions, which design, program, reprogram, and manifest your reality. The ABCs of manifestation. Okay. The magic of self-talk. Okay, so just, I said okay 5 times, but so I just mentioned probably not 5-10 minutes ago that most of us probably don't know what we think about, and even fewer know how we feel about what we think about. But it is imperative that that thought and feeling is in alignment if we have the expectation of manifestation. Okay? Because we think and feel all the time. It happens all the time. That's why I say it's invisible to all of us. It happens all of the time. But what happens is, because we don't know the process, or we didn't know the process, or we didn't understand how things appear in our world, or in our awareness, or in our experience. We didn't think about that. Because we didn't know. We didn't even know what we didn't know. But we're still magical, and we're still powerful, and we're still manifesting. We just don't know how we do it. And many of us don't even know that we do it. We think stuff happens to us. Everything is happening outside of us. Why does this keep happening to me? Why is this my life? How come I got to go through this? Well, this is your life because this is the life that you requested in your previous, or in your interim state of incarnation, okay, between incarnations. So this is your life because this is your choice. Okay, so the parents that you have, the city and state that you live in, the community, decisions that were made, whether in the previous incarnation, the interim state between incarnations, or in your current incarnation. But no one else is responsible but you. And that's not easy for people to accept, and I'm okay with that. But the sooner you accept it, the sooner you can move forward to the life that you want to manifest. Denial is another impediment, blockage, or condition that you are creating. Okay, that you are creating. Okay, so we have thoughts. Our words emphasize the thought, iterates the thought, amplifies the thought. Another outward expression. The thought is an outward expression. Words, outward expression, whether you open your mouth or you speaking through your mind's eye. Well, not speaking through your mind's eye, but speaking through your consciousness. Okay. And then, so words are just emphasis, okay? Words are emphasis. Mind you, though, between the mouth and the heart is the potential for a lowercase b blockage and lowercase c condition to exist between your conscious and your subconscious. Okay? Thoughts and words belong to the conscious. Feelings, emotions, vibrations, subconscious. When they are aligned, you manifest A, B, and C. When they are not aligned, when they are off, when your feeling doesn't match the thought. In psychology, they call it cognitive dissonance. In esoteric, it's called non-manifestation. It's not called anything in esoteric. Anyway, but that's the outcome. That's the result. Is non-manifestation. It's just like the energy dissipates. Okay, it's not being received. It's not, the subconscious is not receiving. There is a blockage, a condition, an impediment between what you think you want and how you really feel about it. Oh, I think I want to be financially wealthy, financially independent, financially secure. That's what I think I want. Now, what is missing? Clearly, that's not how I truly feel. So I've been spending a lot of time going back thinking about images that I've seen when I was younger or phrases that I have heard when I was younger that would make me feel a certain type of way, either about money, about having money, receiving money, asking for money, sharing money, beauty of consciousness. The blessing and the curse of consciousness is that it is malleable. It is easily programmable. So easy, even a child can do it, but so easy, even you can do it. It is malleable. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, my gosh, I only got 10 minutes left. Where does the time go? Okay, so the self-talk. Let's focus on the self-talk because we have to eliminate, let go, release, forgive all baggage, all blockages, all conditions, all impediments that do not serve our higher good, that do not serve our higher good. They need to all be let go. All of, between my conscious and my subconscious, all of those conditions and blockages. Now, this is where I talk about harmony a lot. I openly and harmoniously. That's a part of my affirmation language. And this is imperative, okay? The reason I go with incorporating harmony and faith are really two big things to me. Faith is a knowing, is a confidence. And the more time you spend getting to know yourself, the more you will know God, the more faithful you will become or be, the more faithful you are, okay? And that faith is actually your backbone. That faith is your backbone, okay? So faith and spend a lot of time thinking about faith and meditating on it and what it really means and putting it on like a cloak. Okay, because this is about to come into a preaching sermon and I don't have that type of time. The other word is harmony. Harmony is God's perfect movement, God's perfect order. That's what harmony is. And just like when you throw a pebble out into a lake and it creates those ripples, we have the potential to disrupt harmony. So we're co-creators, okay? So we're co-creators. And what that means is if God created us and we're capable of creating as well. But, of course, we use God energy to create, okay? The monad that's in us that gives us life, that we embody, that is God's power, okay? So we have that power. Oh, goodness. It happens all the time. I keep losing my train of thought. Okay, so anyway, so we have that power to create. It exists. That's what I was talking about before. It exists in us whether we know it or not. So we have a thought, we have a feeling. Okay? Either we have A, a thought and a matching feeling, or we have B, a thought and no feeling at all. Either way is ideal for transformation and manifestation. There is nothing preventing the subconscious from attracting the necessary energy and sending it up for the superconscious to transform and physically manifest into our experience when the time is right. Harmony, 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 harmony. Harmony does all the planning. I love harmony. Everything I ask for is in harmony. Now, you don't have to. This is why I don't like even going down this road, but you don't want to do harm to anyone. Because remember, whatever you do, whatever energy you send out is coming back. So that's so I posted something on Facebook about the boomerang effect. That's what the boomerang effect is. Life is how you perceive it. So whatever thoughts you express outwardly, they are coming back to you as an experience. Do you understand that? Hopefully, yes. So that's why it's imperative that you be mindful of your own thoughts and the company that you keep. Okay. So I'm still jumping along. So the thoughts and words belong to the conscious. The belief, the feeling behind the thoughts and words, the emotional energy belongs to the subconscious. If they are aligned, if there are no impediments between them, no blockages, no conditions, then subconscious hands over to the superconscious for transformation and delivery, transformation and manifestation. And that's how it works. So all of the work, like I said, I could have talked about the recipe in 30 seconds. All of the work comes in with being mindful of your thoughts, being mindful of your words, and then pay attention to how you feel. Like I said, these things happen automatically, whether you're cognizant of them or not. Like when I said I wanted to, when I was younger, I wanted to have a stick shift car because my friends wouldn't let me drive their stick shift cars, and we used to all switch cars. You know, every now and again we'd all switch cars, but I didn't know how to drive stick, so I couldn't. So I was determined to get a stick shift car. Now, I made that happen. But there are other things that I just said and it just came to fruition. Like I wanted to live abroad. That was just a sentence. I would love to live abroad. And that was it. And I never put any more thought into it until the time came for the manifestation. Then while transformation was happening, then the universe was getting me prepared as well. Hey, I said that one time and look how it works. Now, of course, I didn't say that then because I wasn't up on the magic of manifestation. I wasn't even thinking about that then. I just noted that I said it once and that was it. And, and working from home. Something else I said in passing. Because at the time that I said it, that I was aligned. My head and my heart were aligned. It took, I don't know, maybe a handful of weeks. Or maybe more than a handful. Well, maybe a handful of weeks, 2 or 3 months. We'll say 3, 4. I'll say between 2 to 3.5 months, 3, 4 months. Anyway, and I wasn't even looking for a job. That's why I said it so romantically. And I notice when I say things romantically, that's a thought. Because when we think of romance, we think of love, but not love, the dictionary version of love, but it's the vibration of love. So, yes, I said it romantically, whimsically, in a loving manner because, yeah, I would love to live abroad. I would love to work from home. I would love to be a millionaire. Is that working? See, I've already second-guessed myself by saying, is that working? I would love to be a millionaire. Actually, but the problem is I'm not going to stop at $1 million. But we can start there. We got to start somewhere. Okay, so I would love to be a millionaire. Okay. So the thing is identifying beliefs and conditions that are preventing that alignment, preventing the energy from being received and then sent for transformation. I say sent for transformation because it's a part of a process, but yes. And I'm working on that. Believe it or not, I am. I'm working on that. And you'll be the first to know once I'm a millionaire. Or maybe you won't. But anyway, okay, so I've gotten my 90-second signal. Oh, my goodness, I didn't play the commercial again. I'm so horrible as a host. But I'll get better. I have to be mindful. So the magic of self-taught. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your words, and not just your words, but the words that you allow other people to say around you. Just pay attention. I'm not saying correct anybody. Just be mindful. Pay attention. Now, and then one step further, this will require more effort. Pay attention to how you feel about some of the things you say and think, and write them down so that we can later cross them out because you will have gotten past it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today, Wednesday, May 27, 2020, at Blog Talk Radio, One4ALLisLove. I am Sonya Spirit, and I will be here next Wednesday. Also, I'll have a 2 o'clock show next Wednesday, too, but it's on Third Eye Political Radio. It is Political Star Talk with Jenny McDaniels and Sybil Starr and myself, and we talk about the cosmos, what's going on with the stars, because everything is connected. Everything is connected. And I'm not sure what I will talk about on One4ALLisLove, but just stay present on Facebook, and I will post it as soon as it comes to me. Love you. Goodbye.